In the last episode, we built up this absolute monstrosity of a machine, and I'm giving up on it. Yeah, I can't do it. I've looked and looked and thought, and there's just no way to make this thing compact and to make this thing pretty. Also, the world looks a little bit different, because look at those frames. I've turned off our shaders. It was too laggy. Things were just not so good. So, today is gonna be an odd episode, because for the first time in Dejojo history, I'm gonna make a factory that isn't compact. Yeah, we're going to be tearing the better part of this machine down and making it into proper divisions and having proper space, and things are going to be able to move, and life is going to be better. But before we do that, I have read your comments. I have seen that I should get myself some arcane stone or arcane bricks or whatever and make an Ars Nouveau portal. I've also seen your comments about liquefied resent. Is that how you're supposed to say it? I've been calling it resent, like resonant, I guess. I don't know. I thought it was resent. It's resent, liquid resent, okay? Okay, liquefied resent. I got it. The base is a smidge uglier, but this is smooth. This is much smoother than it was before. Everything's so pale and washed out, though. I don't think we need a ton of this arcane stone, and I'll turn it into arcane bricks because it's prettier. Oh, actually, you know what? We are going to need a little bit more than this since this is a one-way portal. I've learned that Ars portals are one-way only, and of course we're going to want a two-way portal. We'll also need some more warp scrolls, which does mean getting more mage bloom fiber. Or, you know, if we had this thing called a scryer's scroll, but you still need a blank parchment. So, more mage bloom fiber it is, which means manually operating the machine down here, because as of right now, the bug with washing or like bulk processing up against a funnel is just not working. That should be enough mage bloom fiber for That should be enough mage bloom fiber for now, but I am going to grab just a bit more because who knows how many of these we're going to want to make. Alright, that should be good for now. This is going to make our lives a lot easier. I didn't even know Ars Nouveau had portals until I read your guys' comments, so I definitely appreciate you commenting tips. Okay, so one warp scroll we're going to put, of course, here in our base. And the other warp scroll we're going to have wherever over there, right? Yeah, wherever over there. But to actually set up one of these portals, we need source, and quite a bit of it. And luckily, these volcanic source links are pretty powerful. I think I should be able to just make one right off the bat. Missing a lava bucket. But then again, I could have just used the one here. Yeah, well, now I have a lava bucket. I'll bring that over. Yeah, we'll use this one here, and we'll use the source link here, or source jar here. Luckily, it keeps its form this way. Good. And we will set up a portal. These are pretty cool. Also going to want to make sure to actually have a warp scroll targeting here. And I guess... where should I have this pop me out? Hopefully my factory doesn't come over here. Okay, so this is the home warp scroll, and what we're gonna do, I suppose, if this is where we come home, then we could have a portal here. So we're gonna build up a regular old nether portal frame. I think it can actually be as small or big as you like, as long as a player can fit inside of it. And I need to fill up this source jar. I believe I've got, yeah, plenty of logs on me, so shouldn't be too bad. 80 more logs than I thought it would. Okay, probably should have turned those into charcoal, but who cares? I think 90% full is enough. Let me just check this is the right coordinates, because you have to have a pretty full source jar nearby. It might be 100% full, not gonna lie. You know what, I'm just gonna wait until it's 100% full, because that's better than 90% full. And 100, awesome. Okay, warp scroll in the frame, boom! There it is, and watch this. I should have grabbed the source jar. Oh, dang it, now I gotta fly back, but it worked. The point is, I'm a little stupid, and we have a portal. Oh, dang it. And I think it could have been 90% full since it left 10% in. This is much better though than than having to jump around a bunch. So I appreciate that. This time around I'll be good and turn them all into little charcoals. And also, where do I want this portal? To the magic lands. I should probably take this thing down. Well, I should take a lot of this stuff down. I'll just put it over here. Alrighty, that should fill this guy up much faster. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, that is Is that faster? Yes, that is faster. Beautiful. Alrighty, here's 100%. Toss that in, and there we go. Okay, it kind of faces this portal, but that means that we can just go ahead and zip between our bases super easily. No more issues. You hear that, sheep? No more issues. Alas, now is the time to rip down this whole segment of the factory. The Wraith part is pretty good, but this bit, gotta go. And if you are enjoying this series so far, it would really mean the world to me if you would consider subscribing. It really helps me out, it really helps the channel out, and also, like I said, it just means a lot, honestly. Oh hey, and better news, the steam engine's level 4 now. Okay, that's pretty awesome, that's good. I wanted this to start filling up, and the nightmare has ended. There it goes, that old ugly factory, which is honestly quite a good thing. I can also finally pull this stuff back, opening up the soul bead basin. We're probably not even going to use this soul bead basin anymore, but I don't want these guys flying off the track, so we're going to leave it for now. But we finally have a blank slate, and we can do compartmentalization much better. So admittedly, I don't think we had to actually remove the gold thing from this area. It wasn't a decent spot, but it did just kind of like box this in a little bit. And so I think I'm still going to have it over here, but try to make it a little tighter. One thing as well that I really want to do right off the bat is get under here and pull out a pipe for the lava, right? Because as these guys start to fill up, we're going to want to pipe the lava in out towards this seared fuel tank, and I think for aesthetical reasons, I'm going to actually move it right here, just so that it's closer to the pipe and we're not like running stuff all over the place crazy like. If I'm not mistaken, if lava enters into this, that should push it into this seared fuel tank once there's actually enough space for that. So hopefully, right? Uh-oh, whoa, whoo, I didn't even realize what was happening there. Oh my gosh. Just needed to grab a lava bucket so that we could get the igneous extruders back up and running. I love these portals. They're so, like, oh, it's so nice. It's so instant too. There's not even really that much of a sound to it. Beautiful. Okay, that should be, yep, our granite extruders back up and running. Beautiful. Okay, cool. And I know it's pretty much in the exact same spot, but it doesn't really have to be anywhere different. But this time around, there's purpose to it, right? I'm kind of making this up as I go. But that's okay, because compartmentalization. Oh, hey, is that running? Look at that. Hey, look at that. That's awesome. Okay, so that is receiving lava. In fact, I bet that is about to put lava into it. Okay, beautiful. And this guy's still level 4. Oh, yeah. Oh, whoa. What is it? Is it pulling out of the blaze burners, or is there just a lot of lava that just went through? Oh, no, there's just a lot of lava that just went through. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Oh, look at it go. Alrighty, with the dead bush filter in, that is this machine rebuilt. Up and running. The gold is now going to be stored in this drawer, and that can push to wherever we would like. In fact, I would like it to go off onto a belt, potentially. But, so what we could do actually is here, and have this just pull from the down, and we don't even need a pusher upgrade, so we could save that for later. And I think this looks much cleaner. And then all we have to do is waterlog the depot, and we won't have any problems. I'll just fill this in with temporary blocks for now to keep the water in, but let me go do that. And beautiful. Nice. So I'm thinking of bringing this out, maybe even to like here, right? We need the gold and the moon beater dust to be right next to each other. And if we kind of mix it here, not only can we bring out some rotation for this belt line, but we also open up this whole area here to be our arcane crystal dust production, because we also need arcane crystal dust for this little guy here. So, yes. I think that's the way to go. I think that's the way to do it. I can feel my mind working at the optimal gamer speed. Like that. And then we would connect those two together. But I'm not going to do that just yet, because I think, if I am not mistaken, this won't work with the gearbox, right? No. So we'll have to do the classic 1-2 scenario like that. Yep. And then this can do that. Yep. And that's going to get crushed and washed, and we're good there. Cool. Now, quite simply, the soul beads are going to go this way. Perfect, perfect. And for now, we are going to block them off because I don't want soul beads. Well, no, I don't have to block them off. I can just put them inside of the basin again, because that is where their final destination is. This also has the added effect of stockpiling a ton of soul beads. So I guess if we ever need a lot of soul beads, they'll be well on their way. Though this is definitely going to run through much faster than it can be produced. Luckily, powering this guy is nice and easy. I mean, honestly, now that I don't have this obsession with compactness, things are working a little better. I don't even have to make this like a big deal. Like, it doesn't have to be this massive machine, but this is already working out much, much better. So this guy is going to create moondebeater dust, which is eventually going to meet up with the gold inside of a basin. Because I would love if the moondebeater just flows straight forward, gets split here, right? Then one goes into a basin, one goes to the arcane crystal loop. But that is a question I will have to answer after bedtime. Okay, honestly, I think the best case scenario is just going back to the pusher and polar upgrades. So we'll take the polar upgrade and face it south, and then we will have a basin right here on the ground that the belt deposit stuff inside of, and we will get the pusher upgrade back, the northern pusher upgrade. Zoop. And so that should fill that with gold nuggets. Sweet. Oh no. This is a problem. Hold my horses. Horses must be held. Because I can't pull a belt line. I can't pull this belt line out to here, because it'll conflict. What I could do is have this push upwards, and then the belt line comes across here. Yeah, I can do that. Like so. And then we will intake like that. You need to be filtered properly to export 2 moondebeater dust at a time, not soul beads. So now we have this big open spot for crystal dust to enter into that, which is amazing. And then after the fact, we're going to have this export 2 of the moondebeater dust, and somewhere along this line we could have a brass funnel, or brass tunnel rather, split it off. So awesome. We are progressing much better, although ran into a new problem. How do we use this basin for output? Because if we do this, if we have a belt line coming across this way, that's actually just going to cause an issue where these items will go onto this belt line when that overflows. Creating problems. Well, I'm massively overcomplicating it, right? No, I'm not. Well, I'm sure I am overcomplicating things, but I guess, because I don't really want to move this whole system back, because admittedly I'm just feeling lazy. Something I could do to be even lazier is to actually just use the rotation of this guy here to... What are you on, create? Please, come on. Let me have this. There you go. And then, come on. There we go. Oh, nope. That's wrong. Alright, I'm just going to move this system back one. I don't want to, because it seems annoying to me, because I'm lazy. But it's probably the best course of action. Alright. There we go. Such a lazy person, but I did it. It is done. No longer have to worry. So now we can have the basin here. And then this guy can push north into the basin. Beautiful. Then the moondebeater dust runs down here, and the basin can output to wherever it pleases with the arcane gold ingots. So now, 1 moondebeater dust is going to be split off into what is going to be the arcane crystal loop, okay? And this system has actually just made it a lot easier for that to happen, because there's a little bit of finagling, there's a little bit of woobly-boobliness that needs to happen. And one part of the woobly-boobliness that we need not forget is this arcane gold ingot needs to go into a set of mechanical crafters. I think I'm going to do something a little weird with it, a little strange even. I'm going to first have it, I think it should go into like a barrel first. Yeah. I think there should be some kind of buffer. The reason for this buffer is pretty simple. We will eventually need to take pieces of arcane gold ingots and turn them into arcane gold nuggets for the actual final processing. So this will hopefully allow us to control a little bit more clearly where those go. Okay, So, but we'll do that with redstone and stuff later. So now this is going to pull forward and enter into some mechanical crafters. I know it's going to be weird, but these guys are actually going to be set into the ground. That actually just makes things easier. And I think we will have it output on the top like that. So hopefully these are all, yeah, these all point to one output, which is right here. Beautiful. And I just need to snip these edges. I don't think, it's not called snipping, but it kind of looks like it, right? It looks like I'm like cutting, like snip. I think that sounds right, at least. I think it sounds cool. Snipping. Edge clipping. Now this is going to go into a barrel, and we want to have a threshold switch? No, maybe a stockpile switch. I mean, well, I have a better idea, No, I don't. Hold on. Actually, just a comparator. Just a comparator will do it. Essentially what we're trying to do, right, we know that 1 arcane gold ingot, it'll produce 8 arcane polished darkstone, which you only need 1 of, right? So as long as we have used 1 arcane gold ingot, we can wait a good long while before we need to make any others. So what I want to do is inside of this barrel, right, will be the arcane gold blocky boys. And I would like to take a comparator signal, so if there's anything inside of this barrel here, it will power this piece of redstone and then lock this barrel. That's probably not how it works. I don't think that is. No way. No way. Dejojo redstone? Dejojo redstone confirmed? Okay, let me just, does this work with just 1 item? Oh, that's so cool. Okay, I did redstone. Maybe I'm a little too proud of myself for that one, but that is really cool. Okay, so basically, as long as we have at least one piece of this arcane stuff, we'll be good. And then we can basically tell it to output 1 at a time, which is going to become important later. Not just yet, but I will get to it. It's a really cool system that I worked on too. I think it makes this much more convenient. We also want the moon debeater dust to split off right here, to be right on next to this guy as well, right? Remember, this is going to split 1 single piece of moon debeater dust off of the 2 that it receives. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? If I want to do the simple gearbox tech, I mean, I could just do a gearbox here. And it's fine. I don't want to have it be such an extended thing, but whatevs. So to recap, this is our arcane gold block, the base, and this is our moon debeater dust. We now need both of our crystal blocks. We need 1 path for both of them, and those we don't really have meaningful access to until we've done a lot more of this progression. So right now, I'm just going to assume that they can be created here, or at least placed onto this guy here. The reason for this is there is a cool tunnel ability called synchronize inputs, which means that none of these tunnels will actually pass an item through unless every single tunnel has at least 1 item inside of it. So if we send 1 moon debeater dust, 1 arcane darkstone block at the bottom, 1 crystal block here, 1 crystal block here, we'll have sent the entirety of everything we need for an arcane crystal obelisk, right? If you remember that this thing right here, right? You get the arcane polished darkstone, you get your 2 crystals, and then you right click it with a moon debeater dust. We can send all of these items at once, so we don't actually have to worry about stocking or timing. This will do it for us, and if we have depots on the end here, it'll only send 1 at a time, where we can have mechanical arms placing them into deployers. Okay, that's a new bug. Haven't had that one happen before. Is Minecraft normally this dark? Am I on like moody? Nope, I'm on bright. Okay, a lot of weird stuff happening right now. Okay, well now that my strange adventure with making deployers is over, what essentially this is all going to look like with the deployers is this, right? We are going to have mechanical arms and our deployers, as you can see. I will be putting, we could just do regular andesite funnels, intake funnels like so. Hey, and basically all we have to do is match stuff up, right? This is going to be our arcane, this is going to be our arcane polished darkstone, so that goes to there. This is going to be our moon debeater dust, which is going to go into this separate one, so it presses it at the exact same time. This is going to be one of our arcane crystals, and this is going to be the other of our arcane crystals. And what this basically ensures is that everything will happen at once, and it allows us to do a major simplification of this machine, which is to say that we could just have this drill running at all times. So the crystal will instantly be placed down. It won't overmine the polished darkstone, and it'll just get pretty much instantly, right? As each item fills in, we instantaneously break one of the crystals. And then all we have to do then is just run one belt line underneath of it, and it's all good. I think this is cool. I think this is a cool little solution to this thing, because it could be a bit of a hassle trying to work out how to possibly get it so that it doesn't, you don't accidentally break the darkstone, and how do you figure that out? Well, this is it. One thing, though, is you do have to make sure that all the deployers get activated at the same time. So, do want to make sure about that. The one thing I am hoping for, and this will take a little bit of trial and error, is that we could use this rotation to pull this belt line, and good God, we can. Absolutely phenomenal, right? If I do that, yeah, sweet. And just to show it off, the way that I'm going to be using to ensure that all of our deployers are activated at once is these are all freshly placed deployers. I am going to chain these guys all together, as you can see, and just connect them at the same time. And there we go. All these deployers fire at exactly the same time. There's not enough time for this to break the bottom block before the moon debeater dust is placed. And this is cool. I like this. This is awesome. And the little crystal shards will go flying along. Now, the one thing we have to ensure is that we process the crystal shards as fast as humanly possible, because we do not want a backup. They have to be processed pretty much instantaneously. And the way we're going to be doing that is actually, once again, in a barrel. Here we go. This barrel is basically going to allow us to control how much of the crystal dust is pushed in one way or another. But this is already looking good. This is already looking much better than it was before. I can even go here, grab us a little box of gears. I tried to make that rhyme. It didn't quite work. But there we go. Grab ourselves a gearbox, and now our mechanical arms are grooving and moving, and I just want to make sure that all these guys have their proper inputs and outputs. Sweet. I suppose I could show it in action. I'm a tad bit nervous. I'm a tad bit nervous for it. Although, one thing I'm forgetting, one thing Dejojo has not remembered is we need to crush. We need to crush this. We need to use crushing wheels. So this right here actually has to be crushing wheels. Can't forget these guys. Very important. Now the barrel can go here. And then, of course, the andesite funnel going there. Because if you remember, the arcane crystal obelisk is going to be crushed into 50 of these dust specks, which 27 need to go into arcane crystal dust. I have 19 need to be processed into arcane crystals, 18 to make the next actual step of this, and one of them has to go into the time in a bottle automation. So there's a lot of finagling we have to do with this particular system. And another thing we need to keep track of is when this thing is powered, we actually need to take an alternate output of the crystal stuff. So realistically, there'd be an output thing here that we have perpetually locked by redstone, probably with like a block on top that is then turned off when this receives power. So that's another thing we have to think about. It's not as bad as it looks. Well, I don't know. This looks pretty bad.